Hello guys, how's it going? I got a pretty cool battle here today as the High Elves versus the Lizardmen. Um, I had been looking to play this matchup as the High Elves, trying to find a way to counter masked saurus. This battle is not a conclusive way to determine that, but this is the army I've been kind of toying with. I'll let you see. We got 4 units of White Lions of Trace, and one of them being the Pure Main Company, making up the front line. In combination with the Scions of Mathlon, these guys give 12% ward save to nearby units. We also got Tyrion on foot. In the center there, he has the Heart of Averlorn, but not Sunfang. They also have a Shadow Mage on a horse. They have taken Melkoth's, and I believe the one that reduces armor, I think that's the Enfeebling Foe. I'll see. Yep. Oh, almost. Almost had him. Can we? Alright, so one that takes armor off. Make it minus 30 armor. Yeah, the Withering, not the Enfeebling Foe. Thought I checked. We got 1 unit of Lothrian Seaguard with shields, and then 3 units of archers behind them, 2 bolt throwers, 1 Lothrian Seaguard without shields behind them, 2 units of spearmen, making up the backline defense. There's no cav in this army. I was kind of toying with the idea of 2 silver helms, but I took the bolt throwers instead and added an archer. I would, like I was saying before, I think I would drop an archer from this build and maybe a bolt thrower. That's a little bit too much firepower. But the idea here is all these non-armor piercing missiles are going to be extra effective against saurus and dinos in combination with the Withering. I can strip 30 armor off my opponent, and I can also Melkoth's cav they're trying to make it into the backline. That's the idea of the Shadow Sorcerer. They're pretty cheap with their kit. For my opponent here, looks like I got 6 units of Red Crested Skinks, 2 units of Cold One Riders, 3 units of Croxigors, a unit of Saurus Warriors with shields, or just Saurus Warriors, no shields, the Star Chambers Guardians, and Tehenuin. Star Chambers Guardians are just such an incredible unit. I love that. Those blue halberds they have. Anyways, we put a Melkoth down here, and we're also going to use a Withering to take these guys down to 0 armor here. They have 30 armor now, and they take 0 armor, and then this arrow fire is just going to be so much more effective here. Just completely going to wipe them off here. That's the idea behind this, is that this mass arrow fire will be able to be more effective. So we're all going to charge in here. We have the White Lions charging into these Skinks, and you can see the Skinks are going to trade really effectively into or really cost effectively into my White Lions here. They're both going to take a lot of damage. Both being shock infantry, but I think the Skinks are going to get the better of the engagement long term, especially with the support of the Croxigors. They're going to be able to do a lot of work. My arrow fire is still raining in, focusing on these Croxigors now, trying to take them out. Star Chambers Guardians probably my next biggest threat. I don't have any large targets I have to be really worried about, but they're still an incredibly potent melee unit. So I give them a Melkoth, slow their engagement a little bit here. Do rat off those Croxigors before they're able to engage. These mass arrow fire is just so powerful in that way. Pulling some spearmen forward to help support the Pure Main Company. The Shadow Wizard did manage to beat off these Red Crested Skinks, but it's not looking so great right here. And this is a bad engagement. I mean, the White Lions have won, but the Croxigor support is really going to help them just totally create these White Lions. Some Skinks made it into the back line. They used spearmen to try and get in their way, but they're going to look at these archers, fortunately. And at this point, we started to make our kind of death blob here. If we can get the Pure Main and the Scions of Mathlon and my hero units together, we're actually able to give my heroes, I think, a cumulative 27% damage resistance they wouldn't otherwise have against physical attacks. 12% of that being ward save and 15% being physical resist. It's pretty potent being able to stack that Guardian and the Scions of Mathlon ability, which is going to let these, I would say, inferior infantry units actually trade pretty well with the Temple Guard and the Saurus Warriors. Actually, I'd say they're pretty comparable to the Saurus Warriors, but they're definitely outclassed by the Temple Guard. My backline, though, is just utterly compromised at this point. My bolt throwers are kind of screwed, but these Lothrian Seaguard in the back are actually holding up pretty nicely against the Cold One Riders, and that's their whole purpose, is that I can leave some of these archer units to kind of stand and fight against the Cold Ones, while I'm able to try and retreat my other archers. Unfortunately, they have so many Skinks that they're just able to constantly stay on these guys. It's really annoying. I can't keep my archers free, and that's really going to hurt in this battle, because a lot of my killing power is down to these archers. unsupported Croxgors here fighting against these spearmen. The spearmen fighting for their lives against those giant hammer blows from the builder class of the lizardmen. Man, some meaty animations for sure. Mainline fight is starting to go a little bit in the lizard's favor. I mean, actually, it's already gone in the lizard's favor. My front line's completely evaporated now. I just have this little pocket of infantry fighting tooth and nail against the Star Chambers Guardians, waving around their blessed glowing halberds, and another summon from Tenuin. He already got one Manticore up. This is going to be his second here. Tenuin really using his Winds of Magic here to great effect, getting these. Do Manticores cause terror? They do cause terror, yeah, as I said, terror causing flying units. He's going to dive my Shadow Caster here. Good choice. Shadow Caster having lower defense will be a pretty good target for the Manticore. Tyrion does have the Heart of Avalor, but it hasn't popped. He's barely taken any damage this fight, just being the amazing melee combatant that he is. He's 103.99 right now. He's definitely been buffed by, I think, Fainted Riposte, yeah. He does not normally have that high melee stats, but I think he sits at like 70-something melee defense just off the bat. You can be using the Shadow Mage here to kind of chase off the Star Guardians a bit, but then I pull them onto these Cold One Riders. They're attacking my archers, and I would love to keep a few of these archers alive. If I can keep a few of them alive, I can actually do a good job in the later stages of this fight. As you can see, their Cold One Riders are actually kind of losing this fight against the Lothran Sea Guard, as the Lothran Sea Guard are really just spearman units in melee, so they're really able to hold their own against these rather depleted enforcement that can actually rout them off. Only Tenuin standing and fighting. Croxagor is going to come in though, and just my unbraced now Lothran Sea Guard get trampled, as you can see there. The Manticore coming in support as well. Tyrion is going to try and get onto Tenuin here and start taking that guy out. That's going to be really important. He's probably spent a lot of his Winds of Magic already, but if I can take him out of the fight, that lowered leadership will benefit me a lot. A couple units of infantry kind of reconvening on this point over here. I do want to try and save these last few archers. They still have a lot of their ammunition left. These Lothran Sea Guard I'm trying to regroup to shoot in. And I have one unit of Bolt Thrower that I've hidden off in the woods over here that's barely alive. And I'm kind of just waiting for the right moment to bring these guys back into the fight. But I know that it's not now, because this is basically where the Bolt Throwers are. Let's see if we can actually find them. Yeah, they're right here. So, way too close to the enemy force right now. There's no way I can protect them if they came in. Tyrion is a lot of what my melee power left is Tyrion. So, he's going to be pretty much the front line for the rest of the fight here. The Star Chambers Guardians do regroup, so I shoot some of my archers at them and pull my spearmen back to try and cover the archers from these cold ones before they get taken out. But as you can see, my spearmen are ever late against these cold ones. These cold ones really doing a good job at shutting down my back line. Unfortunately, I got stuck on Lothran Sea Guard for a little bit too long right over here. But yeah, these Lothran Sea Guard now going down to this Croxagor herd. 10 Croxagors here, 4 Croxagors here, very depleted, but they can put down a lot of damage still with those models remaining. Tyrion is just trying to slow this Pollock down. I didn't take him on a horse here because I wanted him to be a little bit more tanky in this fight. But I am kind of regretting that choice right now, as Tyrion waddles after these much faster troops that are just going to be able to steamroll the last few Scions of Mathlon that have regrouped here. All the Scions of Mathlon's going to take that charge pretty well, but they are getting surrounded now. That is no good. Tyrion is going to pop stand your ground and try and give him a little bit of bonus leadership. Shadow Sorcerer also getting in there, just trying to help stabilize these guys, but it's not quite enough. And Tenuin is actually laying down a beating on this guy. Also, the last few White Lions fighting against the last few Temple Guard here. This is a pretty good trade for the White Lions, I think. They are armor-piercing anti-infantry units, and the Star Chambers Guardians, despite being super-duper elite infantry, they could probably even take on Chosen toe-to-toe. These guys are even better anti-large. A couple of my archers have regrouped, and I'm trying to shoot them in. I actually moved the Bolt Thrower, and I kind of see my opportunity. They've moved all the way and bunched up over here. If I get this Bolt Thrower back online and shoot those Croxagors, I might have a way back into this. The balance of power is still really even because Tyrion is still very healthy and he still hasn't used his Heart of Avalor, meaning he has basically a full hit point bar left. these Cold One riders, unfortunately, are just going to be able to mop up the rest of these guys and kind of take out these Bolt Thrower as well if they decide to. I'm unsure if my opponent doesn't realize my Bolt Thrower shooting in right now. Doesn't see it, but I'm getting some good morale damage. These guys are starting to waver. A couple units of Skinks routing off. The balance of power is starting to shift in my favor. Another bolt. Hit that Croc toward the back. Doesn't even flinch. That's just incredible. Yeah, that one flinched that time. But these Bolt Throwers are really accurate right now. They're definitely saving my butt. Tyrion, looking cool with his flaming sword. One of the last couple lizard troops remaining. Looks like that Croc just hit his own guy there. Some anime slash. And yeah, these Croc scores are about to rout. Unfortunately, I don't think my bolt... Oh, wow. Another shot. And that one gets a kill. 2 bolts hitting the same thing. Do you have one more shot? One more? Come on. Don't think you're going to get it yet. The Bolt Thrower is going to get taken offline by those Cold Ones. Tyrion routes off this pocket. The Star Guardians chambers, the Star Chamber Guardian, 2 of them remaining, do shatter now, so they are never going to come back. These 13 Saurus are routing, and these Croxigors are routing. These Croxigors are probably going to come back into it, but I'm seeing a Lord fight here between Tyrion and Henwin. I feel pretty confident about Tyrion's chances. These archers are going to run to Tyrion for safety. The 16 remaining archers are going to be pretty important to me. I would love to keep them alive, but not feeling too hopeful. These Skinks are very fast, and their poison is going to make them pretty quick. But they actually do make it out just for a second, and they're going to be able to shoot these regrouping Croxigors. Those 8 Croxigors did regroup. They're going to come right at me. Maybe these fine Elven archers can drop at least one of them before they get crushed here. Doesn't look like it. Oh, yes, they do. They take out 1. 7 remaining. Henwin comes in, the Croxigors come in, and that's the last of the archers. Tyrion readies his blade for the battle, as he is probably the only troop remaining. And I got this bug when I was playing this battle at this point, where I just lost control of Tyrion. Like, this is what my screen looked like, actually. I didn't have my little character portrait and ability portraits. I couldn't use any more abilities of Tyrion. I kind of had to just let him auto-attack. I could still select him, and that's the Heart of Avalorn going off. As you can see, his health is almost back up to full, and that just jumps my balance of power way ahead here. But it's not over yet. Tyrion doesn't have a lot of mass, and these large units are definitely going to be able to bowl him over. But if Henwin stays in combat too long, definitely be able to kill him. Tyrion being the far superior melee combatant here. We'll just have to see. So anyways, I guess in this matchup, I do like the White Lions. I think that they would trade pretty well on the Saurus, especially in the situation I had with the support of the Shadow Mage. But I like this build. I hope I get a chance to try it again against some more Saurus-heavy build. The Croxigors and Skinks, I think, is definitely a different method of fighting. Wow, he just gets launched there. I feel like in a situation against Croxigors and Skinks, you probably want more Cav, and you probably want more Spearmen rather than White Lions. I'm hesitant to try Swordmasters. I feel like I would get countered pretty hard. I just feel like anytime you're spending that much gold on an infantry unit, that's why Chaos I struggle to play with in multiplayer so much. Anytime I'm spending, over 1,000 gold on an infantry unit, it's hard to lose them. It's hard to throw them into combat and watch them die and not be able to heal them as effectively as, say, some Hippogriff Knights or something. But anyways, Tyrion, as kind of expected, does win that in the end. So I thought I'd share that interesting battle with you all today. I hope you enjoyed it.